Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Just Right, your go-to podcast channel where we make tech simple, easy to understand, and actionable suggestions for making the tech work just right for you. So today our topic is the world of AI agents. We have Al with us, and I'm your host Valiappan. So he's going to take us through this topic. Welcome, Al.
Hey, Oli. So let's talk about AI agents. It's going to be pretty interesting. So right now, the whole industry is talking about AI agents, agent workflows, and stuff like that. We just want to, give the audience clarity about what are AI agents and, what are the things that are currently in the market, what people are doing, and also like how do you use it, right? So what is the real use of AI agents, right? Hey, send me this email, or can you send an email to the partner? All of the stuff can be automated. So today, today we do have software level automation, right? So the difference between automation and AI agents are a little different. So automation is like exactly you know what to do, and then you kind of code, create some programs, and then you automatically execute it. And a specific time, you can have some regular intervals and all that stuff. But AI agents, where it gets interesting is it actually respond back based off of that specific real-time instance. Say, for example, right? So if you want to book a reservation in a hotel, if you call them, right, they could say, hey, it is available, or they could say, hey, 7 o'clock is not available, only 8 p.m. is available. So now automation cannot function properly because now you have to make the decision. So decision making is what AI make the whole AI agents interesting. AI agent can make that decision. That's what the interesting thing about it, right? So recently, Sam Altman actually showed a video of how actually he would book a reservation or book a hotel, plan a travel, things like that, and how OpenAI does it. So yeah, I'll show you that where you should go and look for it, right? So I'll also show you all the agents that are available today. But yeah, that's where it is a sidekick. Think of it as a sidekick, as your friend, or someone who actually helps you with your day-to-day work. And it can actually change its response, make decisions very close to how a human being would think, right? And it can also give you the response back. It will make your life easy, right? So that's why major investments are going in. Think about Microsoft, OpenAI, Twitter, like X right now. All of them are investing heavily on these agents because this is the future, right?
Yeah.
So let's double click on like what are the things that can be accomplished.
Yeah,
Wally, what do you think?
it sounds interesting, and it is exactly replicating the human-like behavior, as you said, the decision-making skills. It is really amazing, and it seems like rapidly expanding what AI can do.
In this case, right, the interesting part about this is like, what are the important things needed for AI agent to work properly, right? So AI agent needs the right tools in order for it to actually, make things happen for you. There are three important things, right? So one is, think of it as a knowledge augmentation, right? So you have to feed with like lots and lots of data, right? So you have to, say for example, if you want to make a reservation, for your travel, so then you think about, all of Expedia, Clear Trip, all of those, travel related details, has to be fed into the agent, so that the agent knows, like, hey, in this specific location, think about Paris. In Paris, hey, these are the options, these are the hotels available, and all that stuff. It can know. So first is knowledge augmentation, right? The second part is the capability extension. So that is also important, because in this case, it is not just about retrieving the data. Today actually LLMs does it very well, right? It knows all of this data, right? Because it is trained on the internet.
Yeah.
But now it has to actually book. So that means you have to give access, to talk to the agent. I mean, in this case, talk to the customer service, call that specific number, or probably go to their website, browse to their website, and then make reservation, and then if the time is not available, change the time, things like that, right? It has to make a lot of real time decisions. So you have to expand the capability, right? The third important part is executing it. So executing it is like basically, like, think of sending an email. Like, say for example, if after the confirmation has happened, right, it has to send an email. So that means it has to have access to your email server, right? Or think of switching on your light. Hey, 6 p.m. Switch on the TV, stuff like that. So it has to have access to the smart home devices, so that it can actually do all of that for you. So pretty
Yeah.
much anything that a personal assistant can do, the agent can do, right? And it also has like a lot more usability, not just the so it is you can do agentic workflows in multiple other areas, which we can talk further.
Right. Yeah, it looks good. And as you said, considering the AI stack, so the foundational models, the LLMs, they are right now available, like the OpenAI, Meta. And then at present, what we do is like building on that top of AI applications, right? Foundation models and AI applications. And seems like, as you said, so now the new arrival is the agentic orchestration layer between these, sits between these two, the foundation models as well as the AI applications. It sits between these two, and it is making more promising results, right?
Yeah, and also there is one more thing, which we have to think about, right? So usually, whenever people think about AI, they worry about their jobs, right? Hey, AI is going to take my job or not, right? So it's a very, how do you say, sensitive topic to talk about. But agentic AI does have that capabilities, right? So say, for example, it can act as a personal assistant. So that means in future, would you have any assistant, or you going to go for AI, right? So there are some impacts, right? And also the research part. So today, you could have some research assistant, right? So to go over, collect all the new publications, papers, research articles, and stuff like that, which AI can do. So tomorrow, the place of a AI, the place of a research assistant can be taken over by AI, right? The other thing is like your booking assistant. Like, there are travel desks that you might have in your company where all day long they just actually book business travels, talk to people, book the reservations and all that stuff, right? Now, all of that can be automated. The interesting thing about AI is like over a period of time, it can train on that and it can become a lot more intelligent than the human, right? The very first time it might be mediocre. And after that, it can become advanced. Over a period of time, it can actually excel at that specific job. So now, yeah, it's going to take over all of that, right? And think about data entry, because this is again, I actually jumped into the future of AI agents. The challenging part is you have to think about the security part of it, right? So now, you have an employee, but tomorrow AI is going to do it. So you have to make sure it is doing it in a controlled environment. So you don't want, the data, your, secure data or sensitive data to go out in the, open internet. So you have to think about that. And also there is one more thing, which one of my friend was doing, right? So it's like she was actually preparing interviews using AI agent. Like you create an agent, so basically to talk like an interviewer, right? So you basically practice the interview through an AI agent. So that is another interesting use case, because today there are companies which actually gives interview coaching, right? Coaching centers, all of that stuff could be taken over by AI, right? That is another interesting thing to think about. And there is one more interesting use case, which one of the company in Silicon Valley is trying out, is like negotiating deals. Like in order to negotiate any kind of deal, like can you use the AI agent to do it? Because the AI agent has every data, right? Every possible data on the internet. So now it does know the exact price. And if you're asking for extra, it can actually negotiate you down. Hey, these three companies are offering for $500,000. Now if you ask for $1 million, it can totally say, hey, yours is like double the time expensive. It can totally negotiate you down. It's a very pretty, I mean, this is amazingly interesting concept which they are trying to do. So now you don't have to waste time in like, having all your teams fly into a different place and then, negotiate quite a lot and then bring the price down. So AI agent will do the first level of negotiation, and then, after that, it's up to you to do further negotiation or probably close the deal. So it's going to make a lot more processes faster. There is one more thing which we also think as a future is like, if you're a company, right, for managing customers, so it can actually manage your customer accounts, right? So whenever the customer has any kind of trouble, troubleshooting, customer care, account management, and every 6 months, preparing a review for you, how your business is doing and all that stuff, the account management of the customer accounts itself can be completely handled by an agent, right? You don't need a human presence, right? End of the day, you will get a report, and then technically, you can just have a quick conversation with the customer, and if the customer is happy, you're happy, right? So that's exactly where the AI agent. So right now there are some areas which I described, but the number of applications is really vast. So even in the last Microsoft conference, Satya Nadella was specifically talking about this and investing a lot on this because of this reason, right? Because he sees a lot more applications from business standpoint. Because Microsoft is always like a business oriented company, right? It's always a SaaS or a software as a service, or it's a B2B kind of a company, right? So they are thinking about a lot more automating in different domains, like how do we implement it in healthcare, in finance, in recruiting, in things like data entry, all of that stuff. So they are investing, and not just Microsoft, other companies, and Google has like a major investment in this. Google's DeepMind has released another agent as well, so which I think we should take a look at. Let's also double click on the technical part of it, right? So there are like three or four different types of actions which you could take. So basically, how agent thinks is like, you can do a sequential actions, right? So it's like one action after the other. Hey, first book the reservation and then send the email. Do same thing over and over. So until the goal is met. Like for example, this is where people are thinking where AI agents could be used for hacking and things like that. Until your vault is open, it just keeps trying, right? In the same way, like hey, if the reservation is not available, it's gonna keep trying. Like I know, when I was traveling in India, we used to try this IRCTC website for booking the train, right? Now, in this case, you don't have to, keep trying. So you just have the agent and it keeps trying until you have the train booked, right? Until your travel is booked, it's going to keep trying. So right now, you have to think about the planning failure. Like say, for example, whatever agent is doing is logical, right? Or, whether it is achievable action that it is trying. So you have to make sure of that. You have to, what happens if it cannot do it, right? You have to plan for the failures. And the second one is like tool limitation itself, right? The amount of data it has available, and how it can access other companies' websites. Because the reservations and all, you have to give, all of the hotels has to be open to actually provide access to the agent to do it, right? Right now it is not human, it is an AI doing it. So yeah, so tool limitations are there. And then efficiency also comes into picture, right? Like how fast it can do it, because sometimes your systems cannot respond that fast enough, right? Say, for example, it takes 30 seconds for your page to load. You have to think about all of that when you configure an agent, because the agent might think, hey, this is taking too long. Because today there is no one general norm, right? So one website can load faster, and the other website can load slower. There are different types of SLAs between different websites and products and whatnot. So now you have to train. Now the agent has to be standardized, or the agent has to know, like in this case, hey, this website is actually kind of slow, it's not timed out, and the other website is actually fast, so it can make the things faster, right? So all of that efficiency, you have to plan it out. So yeah, those are the major things you have to think about when it comes to challenges and considerations. um, any questions, Wally?
Yeah. So yeah, you have covered a lots of interesting use cases and scenarios, how it can evolve. So it was pretty much really good. Yeah, as you said, like we need to have a like it is making logical reasoning, and so we should also have to have a plan B in case if it is not working out. So yeah, that was good. And yeah, and I have heard like there is a like a multi-agent collaboration. So like one agent can do things, and another agent can it can be a critic. So in terms of negotiating, and as well as like it acts as a critic, so that the results can still improve even better.
Yeah, so this was also another research, right? So which they are trying to do, where one agent actually works it out, and the other one acts as a validation. Like in today, like you do a development, and then you do a QA, like a quality assurance on top of it, and then there is this user acceptance testing on top of it, right? In a similar way, how does multiple agents work together, right? And then one agent is gonna give the feedback back to the other agent, so that it
Yeah,
knows,
right.
okay, hey, this is wrong, and then it actually changes the path, right? So these are the things actually quite interesting, where multiple agents actually co-live. I know there was like Sam Altman was talking about this, that hey, at some point of time, you'll not be able to distinguish between who's a human versus who's AI, right? So I think agents are actually taking us there quite closer, real fast.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So let me also show you. I picked up like three of the major agents that are currently, live in the market. So I want to show you guys some of this so that you can also take a look at it, do some research, try to understand it. We can cover like further things in the down the line in different videos, but we want to keep this short. So let me show you this. Cool. So this is the one which was launched by OpenAI. So this is Operator. So this AI agent name is Operator, and it is currently in the research preview mode. It was launched like as you see January 23, 2025. It's pretty it has access to TripAdvisor. As you see, it is trying to look up for Rome, planning for travel. There is also a good video that Sam Altman's team actually built it out, so you should take a look. It was pretty cool how they actually used it to book a complete reservation. And if you look at here, right, so they do have access to a number of websites today. So eBay basically for purchases, Etsy for custom products, DoorDash for ordering food, TripAdvisor for ordering, for reserving travel. They have a lot of stuff, booking.com. So it is pretty cool that they have access to now AI. This operator specifically have access to all of these websites. So this is going to be really interesting. See here, OpenAI's operator is a technological breakthrough that makes processes like ordering groceries incredibly easy. Yeah, this is another area which we didn't discuss about. So Instacart, you can use Instacart to actually order groceries with the AI agent. Yeah, this is the entity data website, which I want to show you guys. So it's not the prototype is not launched yet, but and also it's fairly new. It's just like they announced it in January 28. Primarily, this is targeting business users and the smart AI agent, and the one which Wally was talking about, the multi-agent collaboration is here, and they are trying to cover that. So once it is launched, probably I'll try it out and I'll let you guys know how it actually works. Let me also show you the Gemini. So this is Gemini 2.0, right? So this is another important model that you should take a look at, and also it tries to it is part of the latest Gemini, Google's Google DeepMind's release, and so it is trying to actually recognize your voice, and it is very closer, to how Gemini was performing in the past. It can do reasoning. It can actually do the tasks for you all under your supervision. So take a look at it. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to understand or know what do you feel about this. And if you guys love AI, probably these are the places where you should go, and you can look at research from Google. The last one which I was talking about, the Anthropic Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So this was launched towards the end of 2024, but again, they made a lot of upgrades. And if you have any AWS account or Google Cloud account, you can totally access it well. From reasoning standpoint, it is pretty high. The intelligence is like really, really high compared to their previous models. And as you see, it codes really well. So 92% in the coding. So probably junior developers out there, you got to be really careful. So, and it's going to help you. I mean, it's not going to take your job away, but it's going to help you a lot. And, graduate level reasoning, undergraduate level knowledge, all of the areas, Claude 3.5 is amazing. So this is another interesting model which you should take a look at. Try it out if you have AWS accounts, and we can further go deeper in the next upcoming videos.
Really amazing, and all are the groundbreaking innovations.
We were pretty slow. We didn't do it on January, but from now on, I think we'll keep doing it like every month, and we'll keep it like with the regular schedule. It's pretty hard to find time in Wali's calendar and my calendar, and also there are a couple more others involved as well. So yeah, so we'll keep it going. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone.